I also strongly believe that we want to make sure the No Child Left Behind Act continues to work. Ask a simple question. Can a child read at grade level? And in order to determine that's why you measure. And if the answer is yes, we all say great. If the answer is no, the question will be, then what are you going to do about it? And so the principle behind the No Child Left Behind Act is to set high standards, believe every child can learn, and measure to see if we're getting results. And Congress need not weaken such a good piece of legislation.
Although President Bush was a strong advocate, Dr. Kathleen Mays had several problems with the No Child Left Behind Act. As outlined in her article, it wasn't easy to get here.
Mays explains that the core of the No Child Left Behind Act is high-stakes assessments, causing students to learn in a state of fear.
Testing often operates as a smoke screen for serious problems.
Ironically, the No Child Left Behind Act actually leaves behind more children than it promotes from grade to grade, such as this Texas school, where only 20% of the class was moved up from their sophomore to junior year.
On the phone right now, we have Katie Froelich, and she's a high school senior. We are talking about the SATs and how she's retaking it. Katie, why are you retaking it?
I have to retake it because I didn't do well the first time.
Do you feel like you did bad because of anxiety, or you could have done better? Definitely?
No doubt.
So you're saying basically that your academic achievements aren't shown or represented at all when you take the SATs and receive your grades?
Yep, it's totally true.
So do you think that for the state or for the world in general that these tests are actually helping and that they would do better if they were just revised to work with the schools in a different way than that they are now?
I think the tests are pretty stupid overall because they do show a lot of the students weaknesses in the end because it's not as high as they could have gotten on something that wasn't so pressured on them because they have to think about getting into college with these grades. So I think it's a new way would definitely be beneficial instead of this.
Do you experience anxiety with tests like these?
Like those, yes, definitely.
What would you say you experience?
It's like a panic of whether I know it or not, especially since my career relies on, not so much relies on, but this has a lot to do with what colleges I can get into and such, that it's not something I want to mess around with and just blow off. I gotta be serious about it, and a lot of kids freak out about it because they don't do well. Under pressure and memorizing tons of stuff, they tend to freeze up and then forget.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, well, thanks for talking with us, Katie, and we'll get back to you later.
Okay, you're welcome.
In order to boost scores on standardized tests, many schools have begun to implement a policy known as double dipping. This is when students are pulled out of classes such as art, music, or physical education to be given tutoring in math and reading.
Under such harsh conditions, many music teachers have a hard time keeping their programs afloat. School districts across the country pull students from music and physical education classes for tutoring, and some music classes are canceled altogether to make room for additional academic classes. It has become the responsibility of music teachers to promote and defend their classes. We can argue that musical involvement is closely related to students' IQ, but sometimes we will have to correlate academics and music to a greater degree. Some elementary level teachers might teach music based on other subjects in order to improve their students' test scores, while other teachers could cooperate with their colleagues in different classrooms to tie their curricula more closely together. Either way, it is important for us as music teachers to be assertive and to point out that music is still a core subject and that it should be treated that way.